Welcome to the Market Mindset. We are the hub for news, results, and CEO interviews focusing the junior commodities sector. We provide market analysis and perspective that will help position you for solid returns. If that sounds like something you're interested in, you can help support us by liking this video, subscribing to our channel, and clicking the notification bell. For more info, you can visit our website. All links are in the description below. Now let's get into today's video.
Happy Friday, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to the Market Mindset. Today, we're catching up with the President and CEO of Goliath Resources. It's always fun to catch up with you, and especially when we've got news. Lots of good indications on the email just a couple weeks back, but also a fifth drill.
Yes.
All right. These are very good indicators. It's always nice when people are willing to and motivated to put another drill out there. That's a very good sign. So what can we talk about? What can we say? And, how are you finding the program at this stage?
Okay. Just to back up, just how successful we think things are progressing. When we initially announced our 2021 maiden drill program results, where all 24 holes hit of a decent mineralization, sort of averaged out 6 grams gold equivalent over 6 meters. We talked about doing 18,000 meters. Since then, it's gone up to 20 to 24. Now we're looking at 27,000 plus. Obviously Mother Nature working with us, and obviously grab that fifth rig in there to increase our probability of success to complete the program. And so obviously with that news on the fifth rig, I don't know if folks sort of, maybe they just were focused on the fifth rig, but clearly what's we're demonstrating right now, obviously we have to wait for assays to return, but we've demonstrated the presence of a very extensive mineralizing system underlying the property, which is confirmed over an area of 5.25 square kilometers. I mean, this thing is
huge.
It's a beast. It's a beast.
Yeah.
Will the assays run? Who knows? Visually, it kind of looks a lot like what we drilled up last year, certainly in some of the holes. So we'll just have to wait to see what happens. Obviously, with results, we're not making any promises, but we're in the right area of the Golden Triangle. World-class geological setting. We've got the Homestake Ridge, Dolly Varden guys just up to the northeast of us, within a few kilometers. And then obviously just up to the northwest is the Premier Silback mine, which I've seen Quentin Henning on a couple videos with Crescat talking that he sees a lot of similarities between the Premier mine and what we're currently uncovering at our Surebet discovery. And with that, things look really, really exciting. And it's one of these things. Certainly I got to pinch myself because, I do feel this is sort of a once in a lifetime opportunity, or maybe twice, but, never have ever seen a kilometer of exposed mineralization at surface up one side of the mountain and down the other side of the mountain for another kilometer. So.
Okay, Goliath here. Okay, what are we looking at Goliath? Well, I think, in the Surebet zone, this and others, they've got other things going on now. I'll give a little update later. But I think you have a good potential for 20 to 30 million tons, grading 5 to 8 grams per ton. Now, why do I say this? What else do we have around here? We got the Premier mine. Okay, the Premier mine was a gold producer. Now it's being further developed by Ascot. And it's, I think, on order in aggregate of 3 to 4 million ounces of resource at present, plus the historically mined. Okay, so what you're seeing here, these numbers and the grades are actually in line with other examples, similar deposits right there in the same neighborhood. So yes, I think Goliath could have this kind of potential. Am I guaranteeing it? No, but I think this is what they're shooting for. Let's go to the next slide.
But clearly with these large step outs that we did earlier on the season into the volcanics, again, lots of nice mineralization. We'd had a beautiful hole on the backside at the New Gold, which is about a kilometer step out from the North Ridge there at North Rubble, and that intercepted a hole about 360 meters of decent looking sulfide mineralization with nice calco in there as well. So is it going to run? Probably. What's the grades? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. So everyone can hang tight and wait for the hopefully the rockets to go off on this thing. So.
But I mean, it's certainly, and I never like to get too ahead of things, but the indicators are certainly there. It's very promising. And one of the great things with having someone like a Dr. Quentin Hinning as an advisor and the success he's had in Crescat Capital, they put out, I think it's every Friday, their kind of updates. I'm blessed because my opinion is I'm not a geo who cares, but I mean, they're talking like 5 million ounces he's put out there. He said some very not even aggressive, but interesting things from his perspective. And right from day one, I would watch him as his eyes light up each time when he would talk about Goliath. These are probably things you can't really comment on. But
no, yeah, I'll leave that to the experts. I'm not a geologist either, and everyone has building their own models as to what they think might or might not be in the proper Surebet zone. What I thought was great too from this last news release, hitting nice mineralization off the new extension target. So it looks like we may have confirmed the the splitting off, pushing the Surebet system down to the south-southeast. So we're actually looking at maybe adding few more holes there just to understand what exactly is going on there. But so far, I would say things are looking very promising there.
Yeah, and once again, I can say this or bring this up because it's not me, but it's Crescat Capital. And I know you've heard about this, but for a lot of generalist investors, there's a thing called the Lassonde curve. And it's kind of the curve of how a stock can go and typically goes when they're in the exploration and finding kind of stage, discovery stage. And Crescat had put out that they believe your peak will be somewhere in 2023. So that would mean they would be hoping that these results are very good. You're going to get good assays results. And while you're trying to infill or possibly define more and more, I'm sure at that point, and to me, I mean, I'm not a crystal ball reader, but if you guys keep on getting good results, there's been $5 billion in transactions up in this Golden Triangle area, and you're just kind of out on the cusp of it, but a lot of transactions. It would be insane for anyone to let you go too far, or at least not try to stop you if you hit good numbers.
Yeah, exactly. All based on results from this year.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we've clearly the Surebet proper, the main zone that we're seeing at surface, it's a very robust, structurally controlled. Again, based on channel cuts, drilling from last year results, we think it's going to come in around 6 grams gold equivalency with 6 meters. And, this thing is huge. We've got it modeled out, the base across, if you look at the volume of a triangle, but just over 2,300 meters. And then to the peak of the mountain from there is, this is from Cloud 9, by the way, it's got nothing to do even further west.
Yeah.
And then to the peak is about 1,300 meters. So, and the density there is about 2.903. So, again, if things continue on getting this nice average width, average grade of that, then hey, listen, the seniors are all looking for, anything north of, 3 grams underground. I think 5 is kind of like the super sweet spot. But, and maybe, we partner in with a senior and kind of take it along the way and maybe get a free carry. I mean, it's a blank, it's a blank sheet at the moment, and we're all very entrepreneurial, and we'll go with what makes sense for the company and the shareholders.
And you guys have already done the metallurgy on this as well.
Good point. Metallurgy, initial metallurgy, is showing that again, we're planning for success. Yeah. That this possibly could be a mine someday. That we wanted just to get that off the the question off the table, just to say, hey, we've ticked that box. Again, for any potential company looking at us for some sort of a strategic investment or takeout, or who knows what the scenario might be. But yes, to get to the answer, like a 98.2% recovery rate. Yeah. Which of that, there's just over 38.2%. It comes out of the flotation, which is basically called free gold. Yeah. So a potential production scenario, you could be pouring doré bars on site. And the balance of the gold at this point looks like coming out in a lead concentrate. So as you know, we're covered by, there's 2 fjords on either side of our project, which basically we have seaport access as well. So we have actually spoken with some concentrate buyers, and they've confirmed that they'll give us could probably get top dollar for this con, you know, and again, assuming the mineralization stays as consistent as we did with the current or the initial test. We will be sending additional material to them from this 2022 drill program. So you know, we think we can maybe increase that recovery rates. And point of the drilling, you know, I've never seen a company, never been involved in a company that, you know, within, you know, 2 years, less than, let's call it $20 million put into the ground, less than, we'll call it 30,000 meters of drilling, and to possibly come up with those numbers that Dr. Quinton Henning is speaking about. I mean, the ROI for the shareholders on this thing, I think they're pretty fantastic. We only have 69 million shares standing, fully funded for this year's program, fully diluted. We're at 114 million, which would bring in another roughly $27 million into the treasury, which, you know, potentially could fund a 2023 drill program. So we're in this very unique and very grateful position that we're kind of a self-funding entity, where we may not need to dilute any further until maybe, you know, 2024, you know, as we kind of move the project further down the road.
It's that's it, having the capital structure gives that asymmetric opportunity to people. If you keep on doing the work, hitting the milestones, and getting everything done, it shows a great example of how this works correctly when it's done and you start hitting all the right ways. And obviously, we're very excited about it. We're always hesitant when you're waiting on results, but because we're getting such good indicators from as it looked last year, but mainly because we've got the resources of Crescat Capital and Dr. Quinton Henning, that adds so much as someone, as an expert watching and looking. And the stock has done pretty well in a very tough market. If this was a regular happy days, this thing would be flying. But I think given the circumstances, it's an excellent opportunity for someone who is either just coming into the story or been sitting on the sidelines waiting, is that, listen, there's going to be results rolling in for the next months. And that's going to paint a very strong or stronger picture. Definitely.
And just, you know, touching back on the drill program this year, obviously, Quinton had quite a bit of input. Our team, who've had over, you know, 30 plus years experience, input. We've also hired actually SRK to assist us with, you know, having enough pierce points where we could potentially have a measured indicator resource sort of up near the top of the Surebet system, and then as we step away to the west southwest, and inferred. And there was another gentleman that we were referred to again by Quinton. He's got an amazing Rolodex. He basically is a world-renowned modeler for drilling to actually put together resources. So we think we're going to have, or we believe we're going to have enough pierce points that any senior miner or any, you know, technical person could, you know, put their own block model together and figure out exactly, you know, what is the potential of the size of, well, obviously the tonnage, as well as potential ounces that might be in the ground there.
Well, I mean, as the numbers start rolling in, I'm sure your phone's going to be ringing and ringing. So when we're rolling into, you know, PDAC and VRIC next year, I'm sure there'll be lots of interesting conversations leading up to that, and then there as that information and data rolls in.
Sure. Yeah, I'll be off to Beaver Creek here in September, and I've got loads of meetings. I think we had about 30 meetings teed up thus far. A lot of inbound from various, you know, the brokers, the analysts, a bunch of the senior miners, and so on.
Well, this is like I said, this is a very exciting story. Finding something like this, all these indicators, is rare enough, just to where you're at today, and especially whenever things are tough right now. You know, there's lots of stressors out there in the world. Is that when you have a story that is hopeful, it's nice to be able to focus attention on that and be excited about being part of a discovery of something. And especially for me, like the treasure hunter side of me, that's gets you going. And I don't want to jumped too far ahead, but I certainly am excited each Friday as I see the Crescat team talking about things. And that's, you know, once again, this is not my opinions. It's just my excitement over what you guys are doing, as well as what Dr. Quinton Henning is saying.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll continue on and, you know, hopefully update shareholders as things come in, you know, as we finish off certain pads and so on. And, you know, assays, they're going to come when they come. I got out a bunch of calls, actually emails today, just saying, guys, just, you know, relax, you know, they're going to come when they're going to come. And
I won't even ask, because I know it's tough. It's tough out there. So they'll come when they come.
My comment is take a really good look at the 2021 drill core and take a really good look at the 2022 drill core that we posted on our webpage. And then you make your own decision as to what you think, what's the probability that, hey, you know, it's these intercepts are going to run or not. They're running. Yeah. Perfect. Good. Well, thank you, Roger. We really appreciate it. And you know, when we get results, we'll be in touch, but also, you know, hopefully we'll speak to you at Beaver Creek as well. Sure. We're looking forward as this story continues to develop, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the summer. Hey, thanks, Andrew, for having me, and you have a super summer as well. And Beaver Creek it is. Take care. Take care. Cheers. Bye.